All right, Anthony on Air Podcast back for another episode. Look at J Sabs here to start the program.
I'm a fucking team player.
You sure are. Frankie C's in the house. What's doing, my man?
He can't. Well, we can't hear him.
I can't hear you now, buddy. And we got a podcast. We're off and running. Here's what we're doing. Kanye on Tucker. Tom and Gisele were in a lot more trouble than we thought a lot longer ago. Hunter Biden more like hunting for that prison cell. Huh?
Ooh, snap.
Papa Biden did a bunch of things we've got to talk about. Draymond Green punched the hell out of his teammate in a practice.
Damn, I don't know who that is.
Mick Jagger and Keith Richards might have done each other.
I believe that.
And we have an update on the no friends situation.
Can we get to that first?
We're going to get to all of it, baby. I don't know what happened to you. As soon as you got in here, you knocked Frank's audio out. Let's see. Big dog
What
back.
the hell was that? I'm back.
All right.
That was weird.
By the way, Robin, our good buddy, got the vid.
Yep.
Get well soon, my man.
How do you know?
He said it in the chat.
Oh.
He was pre-show chatting.
Should have gotten that shot then, Robin. Oof.
Probably did.
Yeah,
Thank
probably.
goodness.
And look what happened. Oh, shucks.
All right, Kanye.
I can't. I'm not going to get into it anymore.
Kanye on Tucker Carlson.
Sick of repeating myself.
Kanye on Tucker Carlson. I watched it. Janine, did you watch it live or?
Yes, I did.
Frank, did you watch it at all?
No, I couldn't care less.
Not at all.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Not a second of it.
Because anything to do, he'll never watch Tucker.
I can't stand him. I can't look at the guy.
I mean, Tucker's
he didn't really
annoying.
talk much anyway.
Yeah, he didn't really say. Yeah, he goes, Kanye, how are you? And then that was it. I think he did the outro.
Then just let him go.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just off and running. And in fact, my wife was like, "Are you going to play clips on the show tonight?" I'm like, "There is no clips. He talks in fucking paragraphs. There's
Run-on sentences.
Yeah, there's no clip. A clip would be 4.5 minutes. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, Tucker Carlson, I can't stand. So that's done.
But
Kanye
you're not
West.
Curious?
What did he say? Anything revolutionary?
Well, but I sent you the.
Anthony, he's curious. He is just so fucking stubborn that he won't watch it because it's Tucker.
Was that it?
I don't. He's a piece of shit. Why would I give him number? I don't want to.
Let me ask you something. What about if he had Metallica on? Oh, would you watch it then?
Would you have tuned in? You would have tuned into that.
I don't know. They've been on a ton of interviews, and I don't watch every interview that they do.
I don't think it's about supporting Tucker. It's about
I can't stand him at all.
But that's
his face,
it's not about that. It's
his
about
voice.
listening to what Kanye had to say. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I'm not a Tucker fan, and I toughed it out to see what he had to say.
All right, so then what did he have to say? What happened?
All right, well, I'll let you say what you thought, but I thought that Kanye was compelling and eloquent, and the biggest surprise to me is I'm 10 minutes into watching him, and I'm like, he is all there in this interview. He's not crazy, wacky in the least bit.
Yep.
Like, I was following everything that he said the entire time, and I'm like, he is making a lot of sense. Like, he knows what he is saying, and he's well aware of everything.
Well, yes, because he even said, oh, people, I write stuff on Instagram and people think I'm crazy, but watch when I come on here and speak, and then people's tunes are going to change about me. And you know what? Change for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least what he said last night and how he was speaking. He did not get crazy. He did not get excited, or he was very calm. And
he doesn't, he's calm for the most part. Every now and then he'll go into a rant, but yeah, if he's just a one-on-one interview, he's not going to, has he flipped out in one-on-one interviews before? Or I've seen him flip out on camera, but it was at the TMZ office, or it was in the streets, or it was crazy. You know, does he flip out with one-on-one sit-down interviews?
Well, no, I just think he kept posting things on Instagram, and I think people thought, oh well, this guy's just nuts, and he's crazy with anything he said. But then when he went on the show last night, it was like, oh well, this is why he did this, and this is why he did that, and he explained it.
Yeah, and I
So
thought
he had his side of the story. That's good.
I thought he was really like.
Well, wait, hold on. What the fuck is that?
Margarita. Have a margarita. Cheers.
Nice.
Cheers, everybody.
Is that an ecto cooler one? Because that's the color of it.
No.
Jealous.
I thought that he asked him a bunch of things. They first talked about the White Lives Matter t-shirt, and his answer there was actually pretty good. I could have clipped this, but he was like, "Why did you wear it?" And he's like, people are asking me why I wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt. He's like, "Why do I wear White Lives Matter?" He's like, "Because they do." So he went with that little answer, which
that's so misses the point. It's because they do. That's not the point.
White lives don't matter.
Everybody knows that everybody matters, like whatever. But it's not white people's movement. It's not our thing. Black Lives Matter is a movement for Black people,
right?
And saying White Lives Matter doesn't, saying Black Lives Matter doesn't take away from anybody else.
But I think that his commentary on it and the reason why he's wearing it is because he's saying it's not really that that movement's not their movement anymore. It's been hijacked, taken. So
according to him,
he invited Candace Owens down. Now Candace Owens, again, who I'm not the biggest fan of in the world, she posted on her stories that she's going to drop a documentary where like $80 million in donations to BLM has gone completely unaccounted for.
Yep.
And
listen, I'm not if the charity itself or whatever the cause is corrupt in some way, that's one thing that should be looked at, of course. But the movement itself, I'm not talking about the donation. I'm talking about the actual, the spirit of it. The White Lives, the Black Lives Matter is not just about the donations, and it's about the cause, about what it stands for. That's the part that that not a lot of people don't understand about it.
Let me say this here to sum up his whole interview. Janine, you let me know if you disagree. He was basically saying that and look, this is what I think he is saying, that the left has become such a bully pulpit.
The left is bully pulpit. Okay.
That if you don't go right down the line with everything that they agree with, you're gonna get destroyed. Is that kind of what he was saying?
Yep. Well,
is the right any different?
And so by him saying White Lives Matter, he's lashing out against that. Is that fair to say?
Yep. I think that's what I got from it as well. But what, like he said, which was really, it was messed up. They told him if he supported Trump, that he would get canceled and he would not be able to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah. So in the beginning, in 2015, 2016, when Trump started campaigning, he was like, oh, everything this guy is saying is kind of making a lot of sense. And then he didn't realize at the time how close Kim was to the Clintons.
Yeah.
And
which is kind of shady, don't you think? Like, why the hell would they even
celebrity
be associated with each other?
I think Frank nailed it. That's what I think. That every side of the politics reach out to these influencers, these people that can help them, gain bigger audience, and they ask for their help. Like, hey, can you say this? Can you tweet that? Can you Instagram this? Can you be on this side of this?
I got the impression that it wasn't from that. Meaning, like, Hillary didn't reach out to her. Like, I just got the impression that they were close, but not because of that. I don't know what made me think that.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I think that they all running those we're powerful as shit circles. Like,
Yeah, the most popular reality stars, the most popular politician, they're all going to the same stuff,
they're all
probably.
going to the same fundraisers for,
Yeah.
whatever,
Right. But the thing was, what he said, he felt like he couldn't have an opinion about politically because they were going down his throat. Like, don't ever support this guy.
Yeah, but didn't you get the impression? Because I think he even dropped their names that it came from Kris and
Oh yeah,
Kim. That it was Kris and Kim that were like, "Hey, you can't like our family is this, and you can't go against that because we were asked to support."
Never go against the family.
Well,
Which I found it interesting.
I don't know if you want to jump to this, but I found it very interesting that he said, was it Kris told him that he has to push the vaccine? Did you see that part?
Yeah, but he didn't.
Was it her?
No, I think it was her. I think you're right about that. But he stopped short. That was one of the few times he stopped short of giving an actual opinion on it.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know if he was going to be like, I think the vaccine is bullshit, but I actually agree with the vaccine. I didn't know what he was going to say, but he did say he was pressured into pushing that out there.
Yep. Which is crazy too. I know. I found it to be very interesting. It was.
But I think that's a comment on, because I said the left, but I think that's a comment as much to this is what the left pushes as it is on this is what the Kardashian clan pushes. And like if you're not running in their direction, you're in a lot of trouble too.
Yep. That's true.
I also I thought it was interesting.
That fucking hen, Kris.
Yeah, she does. I also thought this was interesting. So he goes for a dinner with Jared Kushner, Jared's brother Josh Kushner, right? And this is after he and Kim started Skims. Is it Skims?
Mm-hmm.
So they start this company Skims, which is what's the real thing that they ripped off? What's the come on, Janine.
Spanx.
Thank you. Almost lost your woman expert card on the show. It's a ripoff of Spanx. So they start this company, Frank, and he's in fashion. So he's already in fashion for a few years, and I think Kim is like, I want to do Spanx. So they create this thing. He says, I use all my leverage in the fashion industry to get Kim all the connections that she needs to get this clothing line off the ground and to get it up and running. So he goes, I take 5% of the company, for starting it, for being with Kim when we started all and get it all going. And then he goes to dinner. Now this was what? I don't know, Janine, 5 years ago, whatever it was, a while ago. He goes to dinner with Jared and Josh Kushner recently and goes to find out that Josh Kushner, Jared's brother, owns 10% of Skims. And he's like, I started the damn company and I didn't even know that this guy owned a bigger percentage of it than I do. And he's saying that these guys, he goes, these guys are all swimming in all this money. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to own this, but yet he owns it so he can go around and say, I own this and I'm this powerful and I could do this and I know these people and I know those people. Which I thought, that's pretty funny. Did somebody say potato skims?
Yeah, Justice before said pudding skins.
Pudding skins.
Pudding skin singles.
Oh, pudding skins. So I thought that was interesting. And that again is like a commentary on where our 1% and our elites are, that they're all out there just swinging, having a big pissing contest. And, he was a guy, here he is. He started it. He did all the legwork. He was there at the ground floor. And this motherfucker comes along and just throws down money that wasn't his. He inherited, didn't work for all this bullshit. Now he owns more of the company than Kanye does.
Well, I'm sorry, but
too.
I'm sorry, but he only owns 5%. Someone's going to own more of it. That's a small percentage.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I don't even know how much Kim owns, but like, why did Kim even sell it to him? She doesn't need the money. Jared doesn't need the money.
I have no idea. Maybe it was maybe she didn't want to use her own money and start it up. I have no idea.
It's a weird
Maybe
power.
is it a public traded thing? Is it? And they just
No,
own
I
the
don't think
shares?
so. I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, he made it seem like they were, because he was commenting on VCs. He made it seem like they like just kind of like prey on these things.
Right.
I have no idea. I'm not going to sit here and defend the Kardashians.
And he also said that he liked Trump in the beginning, but he said that it was Jared and some other people that then kind of got Trump to, they started swaying Trump to not do the things that Trump originally set out and said that he was going to do. Like that they kind of beat him down. And he's not the first person to say that. A lot of people, I think Alex Jones even said that after a while, you know, that there's this idea that no, you couldn't really control Trump because he was such a wild card, but he listened to those in his inner circle. And what wound up happening over the course of his presidency was everybody started getting to the people in his inner circle and they were influencing them. And so they didn't need to, they stopped worrying or trying to get to Trump. It's just, if you can get to Jared or Ivanka or this one or that one, and that's the only people that he's listening to, then that's how you can get. And that's how all the interest groups got back into the Trump administration, was controlling all the ancillary people.
All right. Well, that's when it becomes, what it's scary when stuff like that happens. I know that, a president's supposed to listen to his advisors and people around him. I get it. But he's saying that Jared helped stop him from doing crazy shit.
Yeah. And he said something else too about the Middle East or the Jerusalem deals or whatever those were.
Oh yeah.
I think what he said. But those are just pure power plays, that they didn't really mean anything, but it was just so those people could put together business deals and get even more rich and powerful behind the scenes.
Of course. I'm telling, I know. Oh, big shock. Frank's going to say something negative about Trump. But
here comes the shocker, guys.
The whole presidency was designed for two reasons. One, to try to undo everything Obama did, because he had this stick up his ass about Obama. And two, to move all the shit around, deregulate, and make new laws that help him and his friends make money. That was the only purpose of his presidency. Everything he did accomplished one or both of those goals.
I'll tell you what my favorite part about Kanye is, and his whole connection with Trump. When here's another criticism before I get to my favorite thing. Here's another criticism of Trump. When Kanye goes to the White House, visits Trump, right? Then Kanye tried to get, was it ASAP Rocky out of jail?
Yep.
So he calls up Trump and he goes, "Can you pardon ASAP Rocky?" And Trump goes, "You know what? You did when you visited. I did so well with the black vote. I'm going to do you this favor." And then Kanye was pissed.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he didn't really give a shit about having me there. He was just trying to win the black vote over.
But you know what, though? They do get along well.
Kanye and Trump?
They do. Because that's
they're like cut from the same cloth,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Yeah, they are.
I don't give a fuck what you think. This is my opinion. I don't give a shit what it means. By the way, that's what attracted me to him originally. And before Frank and everybody else gets on their high horse, everybody loved this guy
when he was nowhere near politics.
When he was running, and it was all a big joke, and he was lighting up Republicans in that 19 field candidacy when it all started. Everybody was all over him.
Everybody loved him.
CNN, The Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon apologized afterwards for putting him on so much because everybody was thoroughly entertained by him in the beginning.
Before he was anywhere near politics.
While he was running in the Republican primary.
No, when he was running, all this shit started coming out and we were like, this guy's an asshole.
You go back once he won the Republican primary, everybody stopped and turned on him. Prior to that moment, it was all fun and games. And that's exactly what it was.
I think because nobody gave a shit about him until all of a sudden he was a threat.
It was all fun and games.
And I was like, oh shit, this guy has a chance? What the fuck? Get him away from everything.
Here's what I love about Kanye. When he goes to visit, and I remembered this watching the interview. He goes to visit the White House back in 2016, 17, whatever the hell it was. And he's wearing the MAGA hat. Remember everybody got all upset?
Mm-hmm.
I had forgotten about this, but it's one of the pure genius moves from not genius, but it's one of the things that it's Kanye's stick-to-itiveness and his arrogance. That wasn't a real MAGA hat. He designed his own hat. Like it wasn't the one that Trump would wear. He literally took the design and was like, you have to put this on a hat that's going to look good on me. So he made his own fucking MAGA hat to go to the White House. You got
looked exactly like a regular. It looked like
no, it didn't.
All right, first glance.
I mean, it was red and white with white writing, and it had all those elements to it, but it wasn't the trucker hat look that became the MAGA hat.
All right.
Well, didn't he say last night that when he wore that, Kris got mad at him for wearing it? Something about wearing the hat.
Yeah, a lot of people got mad at him for wearing that.
Maybe. But
It was
coming
in the
off of that,
beginning.
coming off of that interview, though, didn't you get the feeling like that marriage was doomed because of the Trump presidency? Like that's where it all probably started to break down for them. Because that's the vibe I got. That Kris Jenner hated it. Wait, is she Kris Jenner or Kris Kardashian?
I thought Jenner. I never heard her as Kris. I never heard her called Kardashian.
Okay, so Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
I think she was like big time, and I think that's where it all started. Because even if you look in all Kanye's disputes now, he always brings up Kris.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest. No, it's real talk when I take this out. She's probably the devil herself. She's definitely evil.
She sold her daughter's sex tape. It doesn't make you a saint, that's for sure.
No. Clearly, when you try to make money off your daughter using sex, even for me to say that's fucked up. Okay. By the way, I want to show the audience later a picture of the new playground.
Wait, what?
The new playground by your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
I designed it.
You designed a new play. What's going on?
There's just like one new thing that came into the playground yesterday, and
Another...
I saw that.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say you were on that.
I didn't think that was real. Like by you, I thought you saw that online or something. What?
No, I took that picture.
Oh, okay. You had like this guy.
I would do that.
I thought you just saw like a meme or something online. I didn't know that was a real picture.
No, that's
weird.
Of course, I sat on it.
I would imagine so.
Right. How could you not?
Tom and Gisele.
Ginny, were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say she's a devil. She is.
Gisele or Kris Jenner?
Kris Jenner.
Yeah, I agree. Who's gonna turn? Let me go back. Who's gonna turn on Kris first?
Wait, you know what I was gonna say? I definitely hold on, because this is some real shit. Right?
How do we get you to do real talk throughout the whole episode, though?
Real talk.
Yeah, without picking up the microphone. How could you?
Are you bullshitting when the microphone's in its stand?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I think that once you start to date her daughters, you have to talk to her first, and you have to like basically she sets down like a whole playbook of rules that you have to follow and abide by. I really do think that.
I'm sure that's true.
I think definitely the Trump thing where she was like, you cannot like him or be associated with him. I think that was 100,000% true. I think she threatens the lives of these guys. I'm surprised that guy Tristan. You know what though? Good for him. He got away because he was probably scared of her too.
Well, I think the thing with the Trump thing. I mean, could you imagine a couple? I mean, it's how difficult it must be to. They exist, but a couple who are political, and one is very to the right and one is very to the left. I mean, that's got to be tough to talk about anything in the news if you're that couple.
You mean like celebrities or like real people?
Anybody,
like
anybody.
Well, don't you think your brother and his wife are complete opposite?
Not really, and they don't really talk. They don't really get political. They're not very political people. You know, they don't. They don't watch Keep Up with Everything as much, and they don't talk about that stuff really.
But me and my husband don't either.
You don't. Yeah, you're not involved in it. But I'm talking
not.
about people who are
Like
very
really
right and
into
very
it.
so like if you take the Kardashians, Kim, she got into politics a little bit with the whole the prisoner thing, the whole getting people out that wrongfully accused, stuff like that, wrongfully convicted. So she got into a little bit. So she's goes one way, Kanye goes extreme another way, and it's I'm sure that didn't help. I'm sure they fought about that.
Me and my wife talk about it all the time, and we're pretty close in our views.
Yeah,
but not everything 100% down. Like there are times
that's okay.
where she brings me a little bit more one way, and I might bring her a little bit more the other way.
She's a closet conservative. I hate to tell you.
She's not a closet conservative.
She's not closet. She's a conservative.
I'll tell you what, she is. She talks a lot more about. I find her when she talks about things publicly, she really, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you sound like a card carrying NRA person. But when we talk privately, she's I swear to God. And she's really annoyed about the abortion thing. Like really annoyed about it.
Everybody, there are people on the right who are now like, oh God, I can't believe this happened. It's like, well, what do you think the right has been yelling about for the past 40 years, 50 years? This is what their goal was. They kept yelling it and screaming it. Then it happened, and people on the right are like, oh shit, I can't believe this happened.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, here's the thing though, but I think most people have, I don't know. I've always been a little bit more liberal when it comes to social issues and a little bit more conservative when it comes to economic issues. And I think that a lot of people are like that. Well, I think that's where my wife gets most of her shit from. She is certainly not conservative when it she's not anti-gay. She's not, she falls into the same exact kind of a category.
I understand. I got you. All right, what's going on with the Brady bunch?
I was gonna say something else now about Kris, and I can't remember what the fuck it was. God damn it!
Bet it was a pearl of wisdom.
Look at Janine furiously texting my wife. Are you watching the show? He already said.
He's talking about Trump.
Talking about it.
Fucking nailed it, huh?
Your husband is the biggest pussy you right. No, I didn't say that, Anthony, about you.
Oh, please. You say that all the time. You say that to me on this show. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All right, Tom and Gisele. Supposedly, according to a source that knows them, Gisele first visited or consulted with a divorce lawyer back in 2015. There was also supposedly a secret split with Brady at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah. They also said that they have split a few times over the years before an epic fight in August that led to their latest separation and what looks like the end of their 13-year marriage. Another source says that it's beyond repair.
Has nobody ever made the connection? Like his last name is Brady, her last name is what? Bundchen?
Yeah, Brady Bunch.
Brady Bundchen? What?
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
Nobody's put that together. I just came up with that like a minute ago.
I think that's the Swedish version of the Brady Bunch. Brady Bunchen.
Brady Bunchen. It's weird. On that note, why don't I just put a big dead stop to the whole show?
Well, I'm waiting for Janine to finish texting my wife to get on with the.
My friend just sent me pictures of me and her from 2008 or maybe 2007, and they're pretty funny. That's it.
How young and full of life were you?
Oh, I was so full of life. Young, dumb, and full of life.
Very nice.
All right, so that's it for Tom and Gisele. That they've been kind of on and off for years.
So this is it official though? This is it? They're done?
Well, as I said, they say it's beyond repair. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that epic fight was, but it sounds like if they split before.
Um,
When
she's
I
gonna
read,
start dating Pete Davidson.
yeah, that would be
Who
amazing.
isn't? Is that phase over? Are we done with the Pete Davidson
No,
phase? Is that
I don't think
it's
the
still
country.
going strong?
No,
Yeah, I don't think the country's not ready to move on from Pete Davidson being the
No.
ultimate rebound.
All right.
By the way, credit Kanye too again for not shooting up a public space. I mean, because that's a tough hurdle to overcome. Oh, that's what I was going to say. He was saying how people picked on him for buying the house next door to Kim. And he's like, I want to be close to my kids. He's like, what's so horrible about that? People acting like I'm a crazy stalker. He's like, maybe I just wanted to be close to my children.
Yeah, my dad lives around the corner from everybody in my family. It's like live literally a block away from everybody in my family.
Like, but it's true though. But and that's so like getting back. Hold on, change the thing. That's kind of the point of like you're so it's hard to realize at times, but you could be so influenced by liberal cancer culture thinking that as soon as the guy does something earnest like buying the house next door so he could be close to his children, everybody right away assumes he's a fucking nut job who's stalking his ex-wife.
Why is that liberal?
Because that's
cancer
like
culture shit.
Yeah, because it's like right away it can't be that he's doing something good because he likes Trump and doesn't follow the ideals. He's got to be. They have to demonize him right away from the beginning, and then everybody jumps on board.
That's not a liberal thing to just all of a sudden. You're talking about it like, I mean, because number one,
no, jumping on people's backs is not a liberal thing. He's getting it because he supported Trump because he wasn't following the liberal.
That's fine. That's what that is. Yeah, but I'm talking about the jumping on his back because of that. It's nothing to do with cancel culture or liberal thing. They just you guys both of you kept saying cancer culture, by the way, which is very weird.
Cancer culture. It is
okay,
right?
And it's just
not what it is.
He did something that people thought was weird, and they called him out. He said it's not weird. I've never heard it again. It's not cancel culture.
But when you think about how many people who don't go along with the left ideology are called out, right? When people that are on the left would do something crazy, that they're kind of not taken to the woodshed as much.
Like who?
All right, like I was thinking about this the other day. I was watching Christian Bale. God bless you.
Thank you.
Christian Bale was doing one of those GQ things where he talks about all his roles. I fucking love those, by the way. You ever see those? They sit with
they go over their background.
Yeah, it's great. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
So he's talking about him playing Dick Cheney. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, he was killer in that role, by the way.
He was great. I watched it. That was great.
Yeah. And they portray Cheney like a monster, which he wasn't the greatest person in the mix.
Right.
But they portray Bush like he was an idiot. And then I was thinking about that. And then I got confused because I was like, what was the other thing? And I was like, oh, wait a second. That was another movie about George Bush, which was called W, I think.
W.
So there were two major motion picture, super duper financed, well received, hundreds of millions of dollars in box office movies about the last Republican president prior to Trump, right?
Okay.
Where's the Bill Clinton movie?
Are you kidding me?
Where's the
Bill Clinton movie?
Obama movie. I know there was an Obama movie. It was like the most low budgeted, nobody gave a shit fucking.
First of all, because Obama, name one scandal with Obama.
No, he did not have a scandalous.
Number
two, he wore that cream suit.
Oh, that was a big. Whoa, careful! Don't even mention that. So the Clinton thing, you never heard. You still hear it to this day. The Clinton thing. He gets called out. That was his movie. They just came out with a 10-part miniseries on about that whole thing. A lot of big stars in that.
About what?
But I'm saying
about the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton thing.
Okay, the Monica Lewinsky thing got the Lifetime movie treatment, of course, right?
No, it was like a Netflix friggin' what's her name? Paula Coulson. What the hell is her name?
Paula Abdul.
What's her name? All the American horror stories and
Oh, I know who you mean.
yeah.
You're still not. I mean, I still don't see the major motion picture release. 2 of them about his presidency.
There was what's it called? The one where John Travolta played him, General's daughter or some shit. That was supposed to be about him.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. Have you seen W or
no?
Dick? What was the name of the Dick Cheney? Was it Dick or
I think it was just Dick or something. Sarah Paulson was the one. Yeah, no,
was it VP or something? What the fuck was it called? Vice. It was called Vice.
That's Dick. That was a great movie.
Yeah,
that was the Richard Nixon one.
And you go through either one of those films, and he looks like the biggest schmuck on wheels. Where
kind of was
that? But that doesn't happen to Democrats.
Well, give me an example. It happens with Bill Clinton.
If a Republican president,
with Obama, because
if a Republican president got a blowjob in the White House and fucking lied about it,
blowjob would be banned.
Give me a break. He didn't get raked over the coals for years and years and years. She didn't get raked over the coals. It's still brought up to this day. They literally just made a thing about it that came out at the beginning of the year.
Still no movie.
You're an ass.
I'm not an ass. There's no movie.
Primary colors. It's not the general door. Aaron corrected me. It's the primary colors was the Bill Clinton thing. Not the general's daughter.
No movie.
You're an ass. You're really.
I believe I'm undefeated. I mean, you say ass, I say shut out.
Okay. I didn't even see that movie. So I saw the Cheney one. But that was it.
And then look, how many fucking things have there been about Trump?
Because he's a dickhead. What do you want from me?
Okay.
Because he's a character.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Scandal after scandal after scandal. He's a
not
walking miniseries.
But you have to admit,
TV show
that it's that the last 2 Republican presidents have this much of Hollywood willing to finance.
Well, one happened
huge releases.
Well, because
and it doesn't go the other way.
Besides the blowjob, the Democratic presidents are boring. Nothing big happened. The what's it called? The Clinton thing. Everybody remembers about Clinton was the blowjob. With Obama, there was literally 0 scandals. So what are you going to make a movie about that anybody's going to go see? Yeah, you make a documentary about his life, about a biopic, whatever you want. But if you're going to make a gotcha movie, it ain't going to be about Obama.
Yeah, boring.
I mean, what do you They're making a Biden one with what's her name? I don't know, the one from the Star Wars show, the one that got fired from the Mandalorian.
Oh,
that's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's not. Those are not the people you want to make this. But Hollywood would never. I mean, look at the Biden star. We'll talk about Hunter. Actually, we can talk about it right now. We're kind of up to it. This guy is coked up out of him. What?
It's time. Keep it going.
He guy's fucking coked up out of his mind.
So go ahead. You go make a Hunter movie.
What a story this would be. I don't think anybody's working on this. And I don't know if anybody will when the time comes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So Wall Street Journal piece, credit to Paul. He tweeted it over to me first. Federal prosecutors have enough evidence, they believe, to charge Hunter Biden with tax and gun charges off of the ongoing FBI investigation that's going on.
All right.
So we haven't heard anything in a while, and now we got this.
So what's the right crying about? They're investigating him. They're bringing charges. Oh, but what about Hunter Biden? Well, this. What do you want? What do you want, people? They're investigating it and they're bringing charges. I don't know what more they could do. There's no charges against Trump, but they got Hunter.
Well, you don't fuck with a Biden, right? That's what he said.
That's true. You don't.
Especially since he grew up in the Puerto Rican section of Delaware.
Is that right?
That's what he said. He literally did say that.
Biden said that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Delaware. I don't think I've ever been to Delaware.
Well, there's plenty to. What?
Has anyone literally been to Delaware? Delaware? No.
You
Hi,
drive through
we're from
Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah, you drive through it.
You drive through it. You don't go
Besides
to it.
the water gap, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the things: 10% cut for the big guy. We all know about that. $10 million for his introductions alone. He boasted about that. That's on the laptop. The laptop found out that he was promised $1 million retainer from a law firm. $1 million a year to sit on a Ukrainian company's board. He had some deals with Carlos Slim, the Mexican billionaire. Controversial. He got $142,000 Fisker sports car from somebody, and of course, he's boasted about ties with China businesses in China. So that's all that's in there. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye on this one.
Yep. Hey, if he's guilty, he's guilty.
Over to Papa Biden. Let's talk about two things here. One, he mass pardons
Oh yeah.
all pot offenders.
It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, here's an instance where my conservative wife, she goes, "It's about time. This is stupid."
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, it's weird that you can totally walk around and sell it in some states, and then you're gonna have people that are federally, like, you're sitting in prison for it. It seems
It doesn't make any sense.
like, yeah, an oddity that he's just like updating.
Did
Is
you
that
see
selling it or buying it?
He's what?
Is it for selling it
any small, you know,
or is it for people buying it?
I think it's any low level offense
Yeah,
you're in jail for
I think it's possession for them. I think it's possession.
Okay.
if you just have it. Now, did you see this is a little aside thing, but did you see that story? There was a guy who was coming in from Canada into like crossing the border into New York, and he had snakes with him, and he was hiding them in his pants.
Ooh,
He had
tell
like
me more.
He had like three. Like
Was
I
it
don't
a
know.
How
wait,
long were
Frank?
they?
Was
How
it
long
a
were they?
python
I don't
in his
know.
pants?
I don't know. I'll let you guys finish. Yeah,
Was it
Go ahead.
slimy and shiny?
keep going, Janine.
Were they hard or soft?
That's just gross.
Did they squirt venom?
Nice.
Mm.
Okay. Hopefully they weren't scaly though.
Or
They
veiny?
so
Go
he
ahead.
had three snakes. He was smuggling in his pants, and you know what the maximum what he could get, what this guy could face, just for trying to bring three snakes across the border. What do you think the penalty is for that?
The Canadian border?
From Canada to into America, into New York.
I didn't even know that was illegal.
Right. So what do you think the maximum penalty is?
It's 3 months in prison. 3 months.
20 years. The guy could see 20 years maximum penalty and like $250,000 in fines.
Why? What's
20
what's the big-
fucking years? That's insane.
Well, I know
Were
you
they
can't bring.
blue-eye or one-eyed snakes?
They might be
Good
one.
question.
Right. If he has more than one-eyed snake in his pants, he should see a doctor.
I know you're not allowed to bring fruit into the country from other places. That seems to be a big deal, and that's
Apparently.
Okay. Confession time.
here you go. I have a friend who smuggled fruit and snakes into the country for 20 years.
I don't know if I ever
The
told
rare
the story or not.
Canadian fruit snake.
I don't know if I ever told the story or not, but that place the place in the Bahamas that I like to go to, there's a certain
Epstein's
part.
Island.
Yeah, right. I wish.
No, you don't. You don't want to go there.
They probably have good food.
No.
And good drinks. Very strong drinks.
Very strong drinks.
Very strong
I would
drinks.
imagine.
There's a certain part of the island where when it gets to be low tide, all these shells, you can go and collect them. Well, I was like, I'm going to take a few with me because you could take shells, right? You can't take like live animals with
Mhm.
you. I don't know if you knew that or not. On planes, obviously, like. So I take these like 5 white shells and bring them home, get home, pack my bag, and I'm like, what is that smell? what is that? I'm like, maybe it's a wet bathing suit. The shells that I had brought were actually, I think they're called sea slug somethings, where you could see there was slug coming out of the shell.
Ew.
They were not dead, and I could have gotten arrested and had to pay a big fine for taking them with me. Now, I had no clue that they were even in there.
It's a likely story.
No, you cannot see them on the bottom, but I guess what they do is they hide so up in the shell, and in the back it's like a swirl, so you can't tell. Wow, this is really going to be horrible. That I'm going to tell you this. But you can't like just throw them out.
No, it's a living thing.
You murdered it.
Real
You gotta
talk.
murder them.
I had to put them in boiling water and
Oh,
then with bleach.
Why? You should have
What do you mean
used
you had
garlic
to?
instead and butter.
You have to kill them a certain way, or else you
Wait,
will not get
what-
rid of that smell.
what-
Because I
what is
really
it?
wanted the shell.
Oh, you suck.
Did you keep the shell?
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh my God, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, you're terrible.
And
So wait, what was it? It was a crab or what was it?
no, it wasn't a crab. I
Slug
think it
of some
was
kind?
sea
You
slug.
couldn't let it go at a beach? Is that not cool?
Oh, they don't live. You can't.
You can't just
Here-
throw it in the water?
No.
What is it?
It's not as.
Here,
What's the name
Hugo
of it?
Hummer with a. By the way, great name.
I know, right?
I am Hugo Humber. An invasive species can disrupt the ecosystem. It's very important
Yes.
we know more about our planet.
Of course. No, we know. That
That's why you can't bring fruit and shit. Like even like a
I get
little
it.
fruit fly could fuck everything up.
I totally get it. But what was this thing? Is what I'm asking. I don't know. Is it something that we get over here and we could just interchange?
No,
Like it doesn't matter?
they don't have them here.
And was it dead in your bag?
No, they
It
were
was
alive.
Oh.
Don't know how they were alive either. I don't know if they.
Did you put some hot sauce on it?
No, that's disgusting.
Like a little
I would never
sandwich?
eat a snail.
You never had a snail?
Never had escargot. Well, you're
No,
not living, baby.
I would never.
Down in your fancy Bahamas retreat that you got going on down there.
You get 2 cookies, you dip it in milk, you put it right in between.
Oh, God.
Gonna make Janine throw up.
I will say I do enjoy escargot, but if you draped anything in that much garlic, oil, and butter, it's gonna be delicious.
I'm gonna eat my shoe if that's draped in. Yeah.
Exactly.
You both had that?
escargot.
I've had it. I don't have it that often.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had it. But it's not bad. I'm not a big fan. It's not
Google
bad.
button snail shell. Is that what it is? Let me see.
Button snail shell.
Yeah, that's what kind of looked like. But
I'm
I had
thinking-
told the guy who lives over there, who took care of the house that I was staying in, what I did, and he was like, "You took that?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You can't take that." I was like, "Well, I didn't know." And he's like, "You would have gotten arrested at the airport in the Bahamas if they found it." And he's like, "You would," and then they would have made you pay money right there to them. And I was like, "No."
You know what you do? You bring it to a pet store. You bring it to Petco and say you have to get rid of this for me, and
But
they'll
I
ship
didn't
it out
know.
to the Bahamas. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're not
I don't
gonna
know.
fucking boil it in bleach. That's a button. That thing. This.
I can't see which one you're.
You got to move it to the right if you
That's
can.
what she said.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I clicked on something. Oh boy.
One of our videos.
Clicked on our own show.
If we watch ourselves watching ourselves, can we do the whole Spaceballs thing?
Ooh,
When will then be now?
Soon. Can you
um,
see it now?
yeah, it looks like that. The second picture, and the first picture.
And there was a thing inside of it. And was it that thing on the bottom right, in the red one? Like
Not
that
the red.
snail?
They're white.
Yeah, but to see the snail coming out of it,
Yeah, it didn't look like that. No,
didn't look like that.
they are completely white. The shells.
Yeah.
All I know is that your girl could have been arrested in the Bahamas, and that would have been even better story. So
What
Wonder
I
what
say?
it's
should have
like.
gotten caught.
I wonder what it's like in a Bahama jail.
Humid. I think it's humid.
Probably humid.
Yeah.
And the best is, the roommate comes home and I'm outside with bleach in a bucket, and he's like, "What is that smell? What are you doing?" He's like, "Don't get bleach on the grass." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up and let me kill these slugs."
You're just a menace in your neighborhood.
I don't know. I picture Karen Hill trying to dump the coke down the toilet, like her just furiously putting bleach on these fucking things.
Oh my god.
They would have found the slugs. They would have never found it, Karen.
I like Erin's comment in the chat.
Illegal slugs for the table.
For the table. Bowl of illegal slugs.
But yeah, no, you cannot. No, you can't do that.
Who knew our own Jason Evans was a slug smuggler? Who knew that?
Say that 10 times fast.
That's what she said.
Not
Slug
easy.
smuggler, slug smuggler, slug. No.
I can make a really dirty, disgusting joke, but I'm not going to. Just know I'm
Please
thinking
don't.
of it.
Please don't.
About being a snail sucker.
No, we got it. We got it. We're all there. We're with you. We got there.
I'm an asshole. Oh.
All right. Back to Papa Biden. He said 2 days ago that the world is in risk of a nuclear Armageddon at its highest level since the '62 Cuban Missile Crisis, as Russian officials speak of the possibility of using tactical nuclear weapons after suffering massive setbacks in the Ukraine. So Biden says this 2 days ago.
I should watch the news more. Go ahead.
Then yesterday, the Biden administration bought $290 million worth of anti-radiation drugs.
What?
That's fun.
Doesn't that give you a little bit of an uneasy feeling heading into the weekend?
Anti-radiation drugs. Is that for them or for us?
I think that's for us.
Right, for them.
No, I
hope
mean
it's
for
us.
themselves or for like the public.
No. For the United
To
States
distribute.
of America. Oh yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Hey, that sucks. I saw this video online. You know how
That sucks.
it sucks. No, I can
would
tell
say
you,
so.
it's terrible. But you know how I saw this video on you scroll on Facebook, they show these what to do if this ever happens. And there was one what to do if a nuclear bomb hits anywhere near you. Obviously, I think the first thing is if it's really close, you're shit out of luck. But it was saying something like, obviously you gotta have clean water, so you want bottled water, stuff like that. You don't want to turn on your tap, because the big problem is the radioactive material that falls from the sky, the dust that comes down and settles on everything. So you got to give that. They were saying like 7 days for everything to settle. Then you can go out. Don't take my word for it. Do your research on it. I don't want to be like, well, Frank said 7 days we can go out, and then your head explodes. So this is what the video was saying.
That's
7
if
days
you survive the blast zone.
If you just survive the blast zone and you're sheltering in place, you got to shelter for 7 days. We got to duct tape all the windows. You got to just hunker down. There's going to be no electricity, because the shock from the nuclear blast lets out an EMP that shuts down all electrical.
So no Twitter? Is that what you're saying?
Twitter's down, baby.
Damn.
Then
I have
That's
news
it.
for you.
It's starting already.
Can I drop a little news on you?
on me, sure.
If a nuclear bomb were to hit New York City, they say the blast radius is what, like, I think it's like 60 miles or something like that, 50 miles.
Well, that's not the blast rate. I think it's it's a couple of miles for the blast itself,
Right.
but then there's the fallout around it.
Correct. And I think the estimate was like 50, 60 miles or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Your old pal Aunt lives 70 miles from New York City. So
Boom. Yeah, but
Oh.
it's not going to be good. Once that radioactive shit goes into the clouds, into the atmosphere, it's going to rain down on you. It's not going to be good.
I'm going to be just fine. You guys, on the other hand, will be very dead.
I'm closer to you.
Janine
Yeah,
might have like an extra couple pinkies, but
I'm
Frank
telling-
is definitely dead.
You got to seal. You got to cover yourself.
I want to ask you a question.
Protective material if you're going to go outside.
This is
gonna
what I
be a
hate
weird
about
question.
Frank. Before you get to your question, he's
ahead.
already prepared. He's got
No,
a
I don't.
little fucking blast zone room in his fucking
do you-
basement.
What do you
know
think
that
we
he
redid the
does. He
basement
has a
for?
bunker made in his
Yeah,
basement.
he does.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a steel wall
In
behind.
fact, he was there right before he got on the show.
with his fucking plan all intact. All right, what's your
Mhm.
question?
Do you know someone with more than 2 nipples?
Do I know someone? I have 6 nipples. Did you know that?
Yeah, Anthony used to be a cat.
No, do you really have 6 nipples or no?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Oh God. I'm just curious because I actually do know someone who has 4
Yeah,
nipples.
I think I
Are they
knew.
in a
I think
mason
I
jar
knew like
somewhere?
5 people that had a lot of nipples. A lot of people have extra nipples. It's actually more common than you think.
It is, right?
So
Yeah,
do we
like
know someone? Is it someone we
I
know?
I
No.
feel like high school. I feel like over the course of my life, the amount of times somebody said to me, "Oh, I have 3 nipples," has been like 10 or 20 times.
That's insane.
I swear to you.
Yeah. There's
You
someone
know,
I
I
actually
also
know 2 people with more than 2 nipples.
How
can I
many
ask you this?
2 people.
with more than 2 nipples?
Mhm.
Can I ask you this? Is it? Are they 2 guys?
Yes.
It's always guys,
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
right? I never heard of a woman having an extra nipple.
I've never heard a woman say to me, "I have an extra nipple."
Right? It's always.
Hmm.
I feel like it's a guy thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm basing this off of nothing. I don't know
You think
anybody with
you think
just
God
what I
was
hear in
like
movies and stuff.
God was like, they're gonna be boob men. So you know what? Just give them some extra nipples to play with.
Yeah, I think so.
A nubbin.
Probably. As I
You
itch
know,
myself.
where does it go? I mean, I feel like there's designated spots for the 2 we got. Where do you put the third one? Have you
I don't
seen
know.
them?
Yes, I have. I
Where do
saw it
they
recently actually.
where do they reside?
They're lower.
Lower, like
Lower than their
in
normal.
line, but lower.
Yeah.
You never see an extra nipple on the neck. That'd
The
be
old neck nip.
Yeah.
Right.
Look
Either
at
that or you see a lot of people with turtlenecks.
Mm.
Could be covering that up.
Hmm.
So a person with 3 nips, what do you think their their bras look like? The only woman with 3 nips was in Total Recall.
Oh, I was gonna say I know it was in a movie, but
That was it.
That was hot. Speaking of nipples, man nipples, Mick and Keith Jagger, book out there now that says these two banged each other back in the day.
I don't
No.
think anybody's shocked.
That was it, and also Mick slept with somebody else in the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that could be. Back in the day, everybody was it's all love, baby.
That
well,
fucking-
yes, like he just said, but from the stories that that guy who I used to work with, his stories
we
of
go.
Mick Jagger. Yeah. He
I
said
think
that
Mick Jagger banged David Bowie. Didn't they have a thing
That was
too?
a big thing.
Yeah.
They made a
Really?
music video together. I know that.
Yeah, I think they did.
he said that
Right, let's go.
who was Mick Jagger's first wife? Or his only wife?
I have no
I think
idea.
it was David Bowie.
Right.
I have no idea.
Couldn't tell you their spouses.
Anyways, that guy who I used to work with was friends with her, and Mick wanted to watch them have sex. So he was a cuck.
He was a cuck on top of it all.
Mhm.
Wow.
Do you think that like a rock star like Mick? Okay, so let's say things got crazy in the 70s. Probably they were huge in the 60s already. So you probably had like 10 years of being a fucking like 65, 66. I think the Stones were like on top of the world, like the Beatles were. Do you think after you just get women so easily like that you just go, I don't know, what else could I come up with here? Like,
I don't
let
know,
me
but
watch
this was in the
some,
80s. He had told me it was done in the 80s. So
that's what I'm saying. If you're slaying vag so hard from 65 on,
Yeah, I don't
by
think
the
you
time
saying
1980 comes around, you're probably hoping for aliens to come down and fist you.
right.
Which could have happened. I mean, we don't know everything. But what he's saying, he chose. I feel like I'm sure he always, mixed it up.
I don't know. Well, it could very
You mean
well
with
be that
men
he
and
always
women?
mixed.
Yeah.
It could
I
very
don't
well be
know.
that he always mixed it up. But I'm saying, I think if you get vagina that easily so often that after a while you're just like, you gotta like.
Well, maybe at the same time he was getting vagina easily, and he was getting old suz each as well.
I will say I do think it's super odd to bang your bandmate
Yeah.
I mean,
because I
yeah.
think like a workplace affair is
that's
rough.
just an HR nightmare.
No, but listen to me though. A workplace affair is hard.
But also
Now,
entertaining for everyone else. Go ahead.
also entertaining for everyone else. But when you bang somebody at your job, it's 8 hours a day and then you're gone. When you bang somebody in your band, you are together for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for like 6 months at a clip as you're going around touring and doing, and you're in little vans and like that's like
Well, there are
too
bands
much.
that are made up of couples that are fine.
And then like again, it's gonna go wrong. There's gonna be like a split at some point in how they kept on being a band without feel that's
Well, maybe it
tough.
wasn't a relationship thing. They were just all banging, you know. Didn't have
That's
to be they didn't have to be in a relationship. But there are bands that are couples, that are just fine, pairs or
not a lot of them.
like Mamas and the Papas type thing, where people are married and it was Sonny and Cher, and they're just
Who's
they're
the
in a band.
latest? I mean, nobody's gonna know these two, but they're a big band. Not popular, but they've been around for a while. Tedeschi Trucks.
No.
Who?
They're exactly. I know they're husband and wife. A lot of people will
You have
know
the
them.
worst taste in music,
Fuck
man.
off. But
Jeez.
name another group that's like husband and wife that they're together.
The White Stripes?
Actually, in anything. No, the White Stripes weren't
Weren't they together?
Gwen Stefani and the bass player. They're not together anymore, but they were.
Yeah, that
They were.
split up the fucking band.
Let's see. John
Seriously,
and Yoko.
You don't have John and Yo. You don't have Sonny and Cher's anymore. Even in actors, like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Actors,
anymore.
that's not true. You got the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez thing. You got a lot of actors. But actors sometimes they do movies together. They hook up.
They fucking split after Gisele, and they just got back together 15 years later.
They're still together. They're married. I don't know what you want me
For now.
to say. Yeah.
I know who, but it's not every movie. That director, 40-year-old. This is 40.
Judd
Apatow?
Apatow.
Yeah, and his wife.
There you go. Boom.
Well, because I think he survives off of cucking his wife on screen to everybody.
You think he's into that, right?
Big time. We talked about this last episode,
Yeah.
especially when it's Paul Rudd.
Oh well.
Right.
God,
Like I
both
think
of you
he
would love to watch your wives get plowed out by Paul Rudd.
negative. I think Judd Apatow comes extra hard when it's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He'll take anybody, but when it's Paul Rudd, he could hit the wall on the other side of the room.
Yeah. The White Stripes, Jack and Meg, they were together.
They were not married.
Or
They weren't?
Yeah, they dated.
Perhaps a million years ago, but they were not really together during the time of the band. She had a boyfriend. They were just
Fleetwood
friends.
Mac. Not really recent.
That didn't survive. That didn't last.
Let's talk about why Anthony has no friends.
All right, let's go to that. You're right. Good time to move on. Do we care about the Draymond Green punch? We don't. Just look
No,
at the
I don't,
video.
I
It's
don't know
pretty
who
crazy.
it is. I could care less.
Basketball player punched out.
All right, so update on the whole Friends thing, right? Janine is immediately after the show ended last episode, where I said that I texted all the guys and not one guy responded. Janine's roommate responded immediately, like immediately responded. And what was beautiful about his response was it was sorry for not responding. It wasn't an actual response.
It wasn't a response. He didn't actually respond whether or
No.
not he wanted to go to the game.
Yes, technically it was a response, but not really responding to the question at hand.
No.
Well, what's funny is I recorded myself going upstairs and getting mad at him.
Did you really?
Oh, come on.
Because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure if it was you forcing him or you grabbed his phone and went, "Let me just answer this idiot." And it'll be
Oh no,
funny if
I
do
yelled
this."
at him when we went upstairs.
Wow, what did you say?
I said, you didn't answer Anthony's text. He went, huh?
Brr?
And I said, yeah. And he's like, oh, I meant to, and then I forgot. I said, yeah, likely story.
Boom. That's the answer. Meant to and forgot, baby.
And then he grabs his phone, and I'm like, it's really messed up. No one answered. And he's like, oh, really? And a little giggle. I'm like, it's not funny.
Look, you really got mad. You really got mad at this, didn't you?
Yeah, I did because I don't like that.
Wow.
Because here's
You
the
don't
thing.
like it because you like me as a friend, or because you don't like when it happens to you. This is important that I know this.
I don't like you as a friend. Let's get that straight.
Okay, just wondering.
Okay.
Get that right up.
I don't like when it doesn't when it happens to anyone. I
Okay.
especially don't like when it happens to me. But I
Fair
don't
enough.
like when it happens
Who
to anyone.
does? I get you. I got it.
I just want to say one thing. Frank.
Janine.
I fucking know that you probably texted everybody before me and said, pretend you can't come play cards Saturday night.
Nope.
I'm going to include Janine.
Nope. Not even
I'm not
close.
laughing. I'm
Not true.
right,
The
hold
first
on.
text I put out a poker text.
You're going too fast. You're going
Yeah.
too fast.
All right.
That's what
so
she
go ahead,
said.
go ahead.
Go back. Your roommate responded to me, which was whoops, forgot to respond. Sorry about that, and literally left it at that. Then your brother called him out and said, "Bro, you still didn't respond. You just told him you're sorry." Then your husband responded by saying more than you did. Still nobody has answered the original question.
That's my
I
question.
answered. By the way.
Then
So,
Oh,
go
and
ahead.
Gary, thank you.
false. I mean false. That
It's not
he's
false.
lying. He's the
I
biggest
didn't answer
liar.
in the main text, but I answered you one-on-one.
Then he wrote, then our other friend wrote, I won't make it. Sorry. There's your first response. Sorry. And then our other friend put a my cousin Vinny meme in there that was, you're serious about that?
that had to be Frank's brother who did that.
Nope.
No,
Whoa.
it wasn't. But what people will notice in this is Frank did not respond. There's Frank's name is not in
I
this
wrote
at
to you
all
one-on-one. I didn't
whatsoever.
write. I wrote to you one-on-one. Go back
So
to
then,
your me
so
and you
then,
texts.
hold on a second. So
Yeah, there you
then,
go. There's my response to you, buddy.
and I didn't respond to you, did I?
You did not respond to me.
How
How
does
does
it
it feel
feel?
now, Frank?
I'm all right with it. I don't give a shit.
But like you ever? This never really happened to me personally, but this is a big thing. You ever break up with somebody and then your best friend immediately goes, "Can I date her?" And it's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's exactly what Frank did. Like the second everybody was like,
Oh, I know.
"Okay, this is dead." Hey, you guys want to come over to my house and play card? Like he just swooped right in.
Well, I had to
And
put the card text out. What do you want for me to do? People got to.
You didn't have to. You wanted
No, it was
to.
it was poker. What do you want? That it was scheduled for that night, and I had to get the responses. What do you
Frank. I know.
You
I
know
know.
what?
Now-
You know what?
now, hold on. So now, because Frank's excuse was, we made plans last Saturday
Right.
when I wasn't at cards and Janine wasn't there.
Because I
to-
wasn't
to-
invited. Go ahead.
To go back this Saturday. So Frank sends out the text like, "Hey, who wants to play poker?" To me, I didn't even know Janine was on it originally. I swear to God, I did not even realize that Janine was on that text
That was the
And
first
then-
time I put Janine on the poker text.
because there are some others in there, people that are not really in our friend group. There are others.
Right.
And immediately everybody's like, "Can't make it. Sorry, can't make it." Like 6 cancellations in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I thought 2 things to myself. Like, I can't believe how shitty this is going for Frank. And
Mm.
also,
Fuck
I
that guy.
can't believe he actually got responses this
Right.
quickly.
Right.
Because here
Yeah,
we
but
are 10 days out and I still haven't gotten responses.
You've gotten responses.
And then in the saddest I can't read the room thing ever, Janine responds, "I'm in," when literally 7
It's just
people
me.
have like, I
It'll be
can't
me
make
and
it.
Frank,
Janine.
we're gonna play tomorrow night.
Just we're gonna play Go Fish.
You like that response?
That was good. I'm in. Great.
I'm like, what are you doing? Clearly,
If I don't
nobody's
answer the
going with
door,
this.
then just wait a few more minutes for me.
So then Frank texts me and he goes, "Do you want to go to the game?" And in the first thing I thought in my mind was like, "No, I don't want."
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Yeah,
Poker
No.
fell through. Plans freed up. Let's go.
no, just me and you are gonna go to this game. That's
No, with the
a
wives.
fucking date. Oh, with our wives? Oh God, no.
Oh, all right, then go fuck yourself. So what if in the original text I was the only one that said that I could make it? Would you have said no? We're not going.
Yes.
You would have said it's not just going to be me and Frank.
Yeah.
You're a dick.
I swear to God. Like, I don't know. Am I alone in this where it's like, if it's not a group of people, I don't. I can't. I can't. Just me and another part. Like that's a date at this point. That's a full on date. At
What, am I
this
not
point.
good enough for you?
I think that
I put out.
Eleven
You
down
don't
the
have to
road.
worry. You don't have to worry.
I
I put out on
think
first
that
dates.
Anthony has extreme social issues,
Yeah.
meaning he doesn't want to hang out with just one person one on one because he's thinking, what do I have to talk to them about? Right. And you thinking, I have to think of a list of topics that I need to speak about. Right.
We're friends for 30 years, and we talk all the time. We could, and there's a hockey game going on in front of us. We could find shit to talk about.
You could talk about the other people in our group. There you go. I'll give you here. That's your
Hey,
first
look,
subject. That's your
Erin
first
said she
subject.
thought she was going to. I thought it was going to be the wives too. We bring the wives.
Absolutely not. By the way, nothing against. This is not against my wife. I love going to hockey games with her. But if my wife and I are going somewhere, you can add an extra $150 to the night, and that just makes me not want to go because
So then,
you know.
all right. So originally it was going to be a guys' night going to the game because it was a guy on the guys' text. It's just
Right.
going to be the boys. So again, if I was the only one that said I could make it, you would have canceled.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
fucked up.
What about if you asked someone with a vagina if they wanted to go, and the three of us just went?
If the three, that's
like
different.
the amazing podcast that we are.
If the three of us went, I would be thinking we can get a lot of material out of this. So I would do.
The only
That I
reason
would-
he would go is for the material, not to hang out with us. Janine, you hear that?
Oh, I
Correct.
know. He uses us
That's
constantly.
correct. It would need to be if I was embargoed on talking about the evening, it would have to be more than just the three of us.
Okay.
You don't have to talk. You just sit there.
Here's the thing though, and I think I'm alone. I think Janine really hit on something. I would not feel comfortable being one-on-one with any of our friends anymore at this point. I don't know. It's very
Even this guy?
even Franco I've known for the longest amount of time. It's like I would have to prepare. I would have to prepare a list of things to go through.
Why? I don't care. We could sit there and not say a word to it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to You don't have to be on around me. You don't. We just hang out. We talk about anything. You talk about nothing. It doesn't matter. I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know. I would be. I don't know. I don't know why that is. By the way, I know I feel this way, and I don't know why. We would have to take some.
You're an awkward bastard now.
Oh my god,
Take
he
some
needs
analyzing.
You could hang out.
You take a gummy.
You could
before
hang
you
out
go.
with. That's true. That would help.
And then
you
you
could,
could hump some old woman from behind thinking it's your wife.
He does.
Or
That's
whatever.
called Tuesday for him.
Right.
You could hang out with Cuddles one-on-one, no problem, right?
No issues. None whatsoever. I love her. I could do.
I've known you longer than Cuddles.
What's that?
I've known you longer than Cuddles.
You have known me longer
Frank's
than
getting
Cuddles.
offended. I could see it.
I am a
And
little
I don't
offended.
blame him. I don't blame him.
I'm a little offended.
I don't blame him either. He should be offended.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I feel very weird being one-on-one with people anymore. Am I alone on this? I can't be alone on this.
Doesn't bother like strangers or people you just met and you have to try to force small talk or whatever. Yes, I get it. I get that.
worst.
But
Can
See,
I
I
just
don't
say
have-
something?
friends. What the
I don't
Can I-
really have a problem with that.
Can I address this?
Oh god, you guys need
There
something.
we go.
It's a tough. This is a really tough time. Like, because between my son's basketball games and my daughter's all her shit, we're just around parents, and like they want. It's just we have nothing to say to each other, and we're just there, and it's just like I don't even know who their fucking kids are. I
Are you-
can't. Yeah, can I tell you what else my anxiety comes from? I can't remember people's names,
Oh,
I'm
big
terrible
deal.
with names. I'm terrible with names too.
and I feel really weird when it's like, "Hey, bud, how's
Yeah.
it going?"
Hey man, how are you?
You get around that though. You don't have to like say their name in every sentence.
I can't-
You know how you get someone's name? If you really want to get someone's name, you bring up your driver's license photo. You go, oh, I just got a new driver's license and I don't like the photo. Let me see yours. Boom.
That's kind of weird. The like you first meet them. Hey, can I see your
No,
license?
I'm talking about if you know them and you forgot their name.
It's a lot of stopping chats. Go ahead, Janine.
Are you and your wife the ones that are in the corner rolling your eyes at everyone else going, do we have to fucking like say hello to them? Do we have to say hello to them?
No, you know what's weird? I'll tell you what's strange. I am the more outward person.
Well,
Doesn't
obviously your
seem to
radio.
be. Yeah, but doesn't. No, it's different. That's very deceptive. People in radio, not as social as you think, because you sit there in a booth by yourself. There's no other people.
Yeah, but you're
And you're
talking to
talking.
people all day, right? Like I feel
Are you? You're
if people
talking to a
call in,
microphone.
yeah.
Sure. If people call in, you talk to them.
Or
But
if you have
that's like a
people to
minute or
interview.
two. That's like a minute or two. Interviews, sure, but that is also there's questions that you need to ask. There's information you need to get out. There's stuff that's already not laid out for you, but there's a goal there.
The best is Anthony has no more friends. Meanwhile, as he's talking, he's like, I can't hang out with anyone one-on-one. No wonder why you have no friends.
So whose fault?
And see, I think Janine is different. Like this is why you can make vacation friends, and I don't have that muscle. I cannot do that.
I made a plane friend this time.
So they're not that interesting. Plane friend, nothing. You guys suck.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I really liked my plane friend. They were really nice.
I got it now. I got it.
What?
Thank you.
A second.
Oh, I get it.
Jeez, that was a slow burn. That took some time.
No, but I will talk to, like, when we were on vacation, I literally talked to 6 people on the way to the lobby. That doesn't bother me. Because you know what it is. If it's just, hey, and I'm out, I feel great. I could talk to everybody. But like the football games and things, when it's just like, when is this gonna end? That's when I start to like.
So it's the situation. It's not the people. It's the place you're in, and you want to go, and you want to not be there.
Like
it is.
Said, take a gummy. Take a gummy.
And like when I was in radio, like we would do an appearance, like you'd go somewhere and like 30 people would show up to see you, and you'd be there for like 2 hours, and there would be some situations where it's like, okay,
here's a situation. Now you guys know me. I'm pretty outgoing, right? Would you say?
I forget your name half the time. Oh God.
This is a situation I do not like. You're at a wedding, you're sitting at a table, and you don't know anyone except you and your husband. Now, are you going to go out and seek conversation, or are you just going to talk to your husband or your wife?
Okay, can I tell you something? I am perfectly calm and comfortable in that situation.
Really?
Yeah, and here's why I think that is.
It's not one-on-one.
No, well, yeah, but there's a format to that. There's no surprises. We know what's coming up. Dances, dinner, salads, cake. Like I got, like it's good. The whole night has a thing.
So you need an itinerary. Basically.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
You can't just hang out with no plans. Like, so, all right, well, that's the thing. You got, if we're at a hockey game, there's your itinerary. You know how the hockey game's going. 3 periods. There's a 20-minute break in between each period. You get food. You don't get food. You get a bathroom break. You know that whole thing, that whole game.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a therapy session for you.
Maybe, I don't know. But even like the last time, like we were over our friend's house, right? And my wife and I become the first ones there. And so now like nobody else is really there. And me and him are just sitting down, and I'm like, how's work? He's like, good. I'm like, oh, all right. And then that's it. I had nothing else. I was done. We were just sitting there. And now I'm like agonizing, like, Jesus. Like, I don't know what else to fucking say to this guy. Like,
There's nothing else to talk about. Bring up anything. I'm
looking forward to the pizzas. Like what are we going to do here? We're going to put some regatta on it today? Like, is it crazy? Like,
you talk about what you're going to do. You talk about, I don't know. No. You act like Johnny Carson. So let's see what's happening in the news here.
What?
You poor bastard. Okay.
Me?
I feel bad for you. I really feel bad for you.
Thank you.
You don't have to force small talk with your lifelong. And we lost Jenny. You You don't have to force small talk with people that have known
Maybe
you for
I'm
30
this
years.
fucked up, Frank, because people just keep abandoning me, just out of the blue.
Or maybe people keep abandoning you because you're this fucked up. It's the chicken and the egg.
Do you find it awkward when you're like, if we're hanging out? Do you ever be like, oh, I got a little awkward? Do you find that to be true?
Um,
You ever say that to
with
yourself?
who? With who?
With me?
We rarely hang out one-on-one, so not really.
Like never. Well, that's the other thing too. When's the last time we fucking went out, just me and you?
Long time, buddy. What
Dude,
you want to hit the clubs? What are we doing?
Even back in the day, yeah, when we when we were hitting the clubs,
me, you.
If the night dried up and it was just like me and another person, I'd be like, oh fuck, like how do I get out of this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's true, but that's why do you think I leave early now? I leave all the parties early. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not forcing small talk. I'm getting the fuck out of here. But no, you talk about shit you have in common. You talk about shit you don't have in common. There's always something. Like if you want to talk about.
You know what it is too, though. I think it's like I get very not bored, but I don't like small talk. So it's got to be interesting.
Like small talk.
It's got to be intriguing to me, and I think you get that a lot more in a group than you do when it's just one person.
Absolutely, of course, because everybody has their own. Someone's going to jump out with something interesting to say. If you have 8 people, you're going to get someone that throws out a topic. If you have 2 people, it's harder. But I think you don't have to force the small talk, and you don't even have to do small talk. Just sit, like, hey, let's just watch the game. Who gives a shit?
When I'm sitting with people, and person A says something, in my mind I go, person B is going to say this, and then they say it, and then in my mind I'm like, person A is going to respond with this, and then when they respond with that, I'm like, how do I get the fuck out of here? Like, if I already know this conversation that's going to take place before it happens, it drives me.
Well, that's the small talk thing. That's the small talk thing. It's predictable. It's like, oh, how you doing? I can't complain. It's like, I don't understand why we do small talk when both parties hate it. Both people involved in small talk can't stand it. So what do we do? Let's just come right out and say, hey, what happened to you, this person who died in your family, something like that. We should just jump right in to the big talk. I don't know.
This has become a therapy session for me. Your wife said we all went to AC. You guys were one-on-one because I was with Cuddles. Yeah, that doesn't bother that. I was fine. That was fine. I had a good time when we went to AC, actually.
There you go. So it was just the 2 of us for a while.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. But my wife was there, though. Like the group was like there.
I guess.
And then like we're in AC. I don't even know what were we doing. You and I. Maybe we were playing poker or something.
Yeah, but I think you were in Philly. We were in AC, and you met us there or something. Not really sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but that was a good time. That doesn't bother me.
So then get over yourself.
I don't know when it's going to bother me or not. I don't know. But like, if you were like, let's go to the game, I would be like, that doesn't, I'm like, forget it. I don't know if it was all the shit leading up to it, or maybe, you know what I think it really was too? The fact that you probably didn't really want to go, and that I would have.
Yeah, I did. But I promised to host a poker night. If I wasn't hosting, I'd be like, fuck poker. I would have went. But I had the place where people had to come. So that's why. If I didn't have that, I would have went.
Am I like here, Hugo?
Yeah.
Hugo Humber. It depends on the vibe. It very much so depends on the vibe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
totally. I mean, but if there's not a good vibe, I think we should be at the point where it's like, who cares? Let's just watch the game. You don't have to create a vibe. I don't know. You don't have to constantly say something.
You think we could sit there and just watch the game?
Yeah. Do you sit on your couch and watch the game by yourself? Do you ever do that?
Yeah.
Just imagine me 2 seats away from you. That's it.
I gotta tell you, like, if we host a thing, the first person who shows up at the house, I'm usually like, all right, what do I got to work on here? Like, I got to figure out how to. You less than others because we have the history, but when you picture that, I mean, think about that too. When you have people over your house, When you think about how much that conversation is humming when everybody's in the room versus when the first people show up, it's a considerable difference.
Well, yeah, you're adding numbers to the room. Everybody's talking to each other. Who hasn't seen who's bringing up this or that. But it's easier when you're host because can I get you something? Hey, look, I'll show you this new thing. I got all this. Come over here, have a drink. Blah, blah, blah. You play host for it. That'll kill the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And people start showing up, and you're already on a roll.
When somebody gets a new couch, it's like it's easy. It's like, tell me about the
you show all the features. This new couch, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's comfy. The middle, it's 3 sections, and the middle section folds down, and there's cup holders.
I like a new couch conversation.
It's a beautiful thing.
Maybe I just have to get more comfortable with awkward silences. Just be like,
just treat them as silences. They don't have to be awkward.
I don't know. I feel like they're all awkward.
Are all silences awkward?
Let's see. Let's sit here in silence and see how much. But you know what it is too. I think this ruined me a bit doing this for so long.
You ruined way before this.
Maybe. But this to me is it's fun, it's flow, it's like there's a purpose to it.
Well, there's topics, and if we just turned on the cameras and just sat here with no topics, you think we could just come up with shit to talk about for an hour and a half? With no pre-game topics.
I don't really know.
It's hard. Really. There's nothing to be ashamed of. That's just the way life is. People, you don't have to keep constantly talking.
But okay, I was just gonna say, isn't that a thing? Because when we were like 14 years old, we could be on the phone for 2.5 hours talking about I don't even remember what. You know what I mean? And now, like literally, nobody in our group picks up the phone and calls somebody else. It's like, how's it going? Like nobody does.
Well, we're all tired too. It's just I could either pick up the phone and call you and say how you doing, or I could put the phone down and shut my eyes for a little bit.
Are you like that with your family too? Because there's times where I'm just gonna be like, I should call so and so, but
absolutely, 100%.
I'll shoot him a text and close my eyes. And
my father calls me all the time, going, "Why don't you call me? Why aren't you calling me?" And I'm like, because I'd rather shut my eyes for 5 minutes.
That's all right. Now, don't you feel bad about that?
I do.
There's
nothing against my dad. I love my dad.
He's gonna close his eyes, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck! I should have talked to him."
No, I know. Believe me, it's not.
And you know it, and I know. I feel, dude. I'm the same way, and I know it, and I still can't get myself to fucking pick up the phone and call my parents.
A little bit of laziness in there.
A lot of bit of laziness.
That adds to it. It's all a potpourri. It's laziness. It's what are you going to talk about? It's I don't know. I think it's mostly laziness.
This therapy session was not only brought to you by Jumpstart Coffee Company. It was fueled by Jumpstart Coffee Company because I got some in the old muggaroo there. I don't know if you can see that.
The old muggaroo, nice.
Yeah, these things are great. Free plug for Igloo. I know. What's the other one that's everybody gets? I forget what it's called. It's like a big thing.
I don't know all the Tumblr brands.
Yeah, it's the Tumblr. I forget what it's called. But this fucking thing is like half the price, and it's great. It keeps things cold. Dude, I went to bed with water and ice in that, and I woke up the next morning and the ice was still in there.
That's really good.
That's nuts.
That's what Igloo?
That's an Igloo one, yeah.
They've always been good with what do they call those? The little like the coolers and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. Igloo's a good brand.
By the way, even the one that we had in the store that I pulled, I went back to that and gave it another try. It actually does work pretty good.
Well, there you go. We got the tumbler up on our
No,
store.
it's not. I took it down because I didn't like how it was acting. I was working, but I don't know. This time around, it worked better. I don't know. Jumpstart, they're the best. They support the Navy SEAL Foundation. 50% of everything they make goes to the Navy SEALs. Frank's got one of my faves there, the dark roast blend. They got the espresso blend. They've got the medium roast. This is the medium dark roast right here. This is their latest blend. They're really mixing it up, making some new things happen. 50% of their profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So if you enjoy your freedoms, if you want to support the troops, buy a bag right now. There's a link in the description below of this episode. Use that promo code on your screen, AOA15, and you'll save 15% off of your purchase. Don't forget about the subscribe and save. Ain't that right, Frankie C?
Damn straight. Got to get that subscribe save. You don't have to think about it. You set it up. Boom, they just deliver it to your house. Tammy, I'm with you in the chat. So yeah, get that subscribe and save. It's a beautiful thing. You don't have to worry about it. And plus, you're doing a good. Every time you get sent a package, you're giving to charity. It's a beautiful thing.
Fucking Santa Claus. It just shows up at your door when you need it. No, you
Christmas around the corner. Get a couple of jump starts in the stocking there.
Yeah, it's true. Good point. You can be naughty if you want. Still got it. Become a member. Join now for some exclusive content. We're gonna do something from Frank's House of Poker tomorrow night. That's not gonna happen. We'll figure something else out.
Yeah,
so it's kind of when it pops up. Yeah,
all of a sudden nobody can make poker.
Yeah. There's merch in the store. Like I'm wearing the Viola shirt right now. You can grab that with a link in the description below. So don't forget to do that. Thanks to all the super chats. We missed the Paul super chat. Apologize for that, Paul. But thank you. Oh,
Paul, thank you for that. Appreciate it, Paul.
Appreciate it wholeheartedly. That's it. You got anything else, Frank?
I'm good over here.
I'm good over there.
Here's your awkward silence for the end of the show.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.